So as I'm sure everybody knows by now, on Monday, the Republicans from the House Ways and Means Committee, the House Judiciary Committee, and of course the House Oversight Committee finally released their more than 300-page report on the President Biden impeachment inquiry. It was an inquiry that had been going on for almost a full calendar year, and they finally decided on Monday, the first day of the DNC, you know what? Let's go ahead and put this thing out today because obviously this is totally going to hurt the Democrats, right? Well, unfortunately for Republicans, nobody cared because their report did not identify a single crime that they even think President Biden committed. They just said he engaged in a conspiracy to trade off of his name, while, by the way, he was a private citizen of the United States, which is not illegal by any stretch of the imagination. But they released the report, and the people who were most upset about it, believe it or not, were actually the MAGA influencers. And I'll go ahead and say this, it's not all because they wanted Republicans to impeach him. Many of these MAGA right-wing online influencers were pissed off that Republicans wasted a year on this impeachment inquiry alone, not to mention all the other months they wasted on the other investigations, and came up with nothing. They embarrassed themselves, as these influencers pointed out. Let me start here with Republican commentator Steve Deese, said this following the release of the idiotic impeachment inquiry report. Republicans releasing a report on impeachable offenses by Biden a month after Democrats kicked him to the curb and while they are still on vacation is the most Republican thing that ever Republicaned. Laura Loomer was also not pleased with the report, saying, quote, "They're still on vacation till September 9th. When they return, there will only be 13 working days left till the 2024 election. James Comer won't be doing anything to impeach Joe Biden. This is all for show. Congressional Republicans are professional gaslighter." The infamous right-wing Twitter account Cat Turd said this, "LOL, 3 years too late. What a joke." So, Republicans unhappy with the report, unhappy that they wasted everybody's time. And for the record, contrary to what Laura Loomer says, there's more than 13 working days for Congress between September 9th and November 5th. I don't know where she's doing her math, but yeah, that's way, 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 way off. They work 4 days a week, so it's 2 months in between there. You need to go back to school here. But like I said, not all right-wing influencers were mad about the wasted time. Some were actually mad that they didn't impeach him. Here's one from Darlene Hale, a Trump supporter, who said, "We're so tired of hearing impeachment. We want their asses arrested and thrown to prison. Do your damn job." A self-identified America First patriot named Drew Middleton said, quote, "Jesus, Jim," talking about Jim Jordan, "a day late and a dollar short. We've been telling you this since 2016. It's very apparent you take your time to protect yourself. This is no longer acceptable. These people committed treason at the highest level. Get mower, bust." So Drew Middleton said in his post, we've been telling you this since 2016. The so-called offenses that Biden committed, the report actually says took place mostly around 2017 and 2018. So apparently Mr. Middleton here is clairvoyant, knew these things were going to happen, and I guess was what? Trying to warn the Republicans in advance, I can see the future and Biden's going to do something when he's a private citizen, do something about it. Yeah, that's crazy. Then you have Jason Goodman, founder of Crowdsource the Truth, said, quote, "We needed this a year ago, Mr. Comer. I appreciate you, but this is a fail. If you want to change anything of substance, make Congress a mandatory 9 to 5 with 2 weeks off. Failure to meet performance criteria triggers a new election in the failed district. Action, not words." Okay, you would actually have to change the Constitution in order to declare something a failed election. I do agree, however, that Congress should have to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I mean, if the average American is expected to do it, we should not expect any less from our elected officials. They should not get the entire month of August off every year, and those vacations get longer. 2 weeks at Easter? typically 3 to 4 weeks at Christmas time. They get a spring break too. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Make them get to work. I do agree with that, but I disagree with pretty much everything else these idiots said. Another one said, this is from MAGA patriot Deborah Anderson, said, "A little late since you've had this evidence for years. Thanks for nothing." Another user said, "You will have no party left when Trump is gone." I like that you're willing to admit that Trump's going to be gone soon. I like that. "Just look at the polling for Senate seats, you complicit corrupt frauds. Trump is the only reason we barely put up with you." Okay, so you love Trump, but you're admitting like he's going to be gone, and then you're going to have nothing, which when Trump is gone, then we got to worry about a resurgence of the Republican Party, right? You know, they'll be on solid footing. They're not going to have to, follow the whim of a demagogue here. But this whole impeachment inquiry report, obviously releasing it on the first day of the DNC was intentional. And if you haven't gone through the report, again, I will reiterate this from now until the end of time if I have to. They admit they don't have a crime. They're literally suggesting that because Hunter Biden was allegedly, which they can't even prove, by the way, after interviews with 300 witnesses, he was allegedly trading on his father's last name of Biden. God forbid you look at another family that may be trading on their last name. I mean, it's not like there's Biden towers in the country. There's not a Biden hotel. But there are Trump hotels, and we do know that Donald Trump's children do that. And Jared Kushner, of course, used his position in the White House to secure a $2 billion investment from the government of Saudi Arabia, even though the Saudi investment fund told the royal family, don't do this, it's stupid. They did it anyway to repay the Trump family. But yeah, you're not going to look at that, are you? Instead, you're worried about a $200,000 payment that President Biden got from his brother James Biden that was a repayment of a loan. And that happened in 2018 when the Bidens were all private citizens of the United States. He loaned his brother money. His brother paid him back. And you want to impeach him for that, even though you admit it's not a crime. No wonder these MAGA influencers are pissed off. Some of them, not the crazy ones who say Gitmo or bust. But this was a complete and total waste of time. And by the way, the Democrats need to talk about what a waste of time it was. You've got American families out there that are suffering. They are suffering from this corporate price gouging. Republicans in Congress could have passed legislation to stop it at any point in the last year and a half, and they didn't, because they were wasting their sweet time working on taking down President Biden for what? Only for him to be replaced by the Democratic Party with a candidate that is now mopping the floor with the Republican candidate. And even your own side thinks that this impeachment inquiry report was so stupid that you all look like a giant gaggle of idiots. And with that, I actually agree with those MAGA influencers. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.